Welcome to Non-Science Family. This is Deepa handling chemistry. So today we are going to discuss about one more new concept, that is new unit, applied chemistry. Unit 16, applied chemistry. Okay. So as the name itself, applied chemistry. Have you any idea what is it? Applied chemistry. That is wherever we applied our chemistry. Okay. Chemical compounds in different forms. Okay. We are going to learn all those things. Understand the various branches of applied chemistry, nanochemistry and all those things. Okay. So today the learning objectives are nanochemistry and size of nanoparticles, properties of nanoparticles and applications of nanochemistry. Okay. And also we are going to discuss about the drawbacks of nanochemistry. Okay. The first thing is we are going to discuss about applied chemistry. So what is applied chemistry? In our daily life, we want to survive, means we want to use different types of things. For example, foods or medicines or cosmetics, dress materials, ornaments, all those things are used in our daily life, that is day-to-day life. It may be differ in nature and also in applications, but all these items are associated with the chemistry because each of the items are made up of a different types of compounds. Okay, so they are made up of either synthetic or natural chemicals. It may be an artificial or else a natural chemicals are used in our day-to-day life. Sometimes we want to face a lot of difficulties in different times to lead our life. So such at the time what they are doing means the chemist make a new ideas and theories. For example, if we are suffered from any diseases, a new chemical compounds were synthesized and used as a drug. So nowadays we are well known example. Last year itself we are suffered from COVID-19. Yes, already we have so many vaccines, but to overcome the dead disease, our chemists were discovered a new drugs, that is called as a COVID-19 drugs or vaccine. Okay. So new techniques were developed to diagnose the diseases. In the same way, farmers suffered due to low crop yield, means new fertilizers should be produced. Okay, so or else they are suffered from a pest related problem, means new pesticides. Okay, so to yield the growth means fertilizers, to recover the pest related problem means they suggest a new pesticides. All those things are involved. Okay, so applied chemistry is nothing but the chemical principles and theories are applied to various fields in order to achieve a specific result or solve real world problems. This is called as a applied chemistry. Okay, so what is applied chemistry? The chemical principles and theories are applied to various fields in order to achieve a specific result. We want to improve the results or else to solve the real world problem. That is called as a applied chemistry. So in this lesson we are going to discuss about the various branches of applied chemistry and their significance. Okay, so next thing is nanotechnology. So applied chemistry means automatically the main thing we have to consider about nanotechnology. So we know the size and shape of the materials influence the characteristics. Okay, so based on the size and shape only the character will be changed. So scientists found that materials having size of 1 billionth meter show a special characters. Okay, so 1 billionth, okay, 1 by 1 billionth, okay, so one size materials that having the size of 1 billionth meter show a special characters. So they started producing such kind of materials and study the effect of size on the properties. Okay, so that type of chemistry is called as a nanochemistry. What it is? A new branch of chemistry called nanochemistry was developed to study the particle size of 1 billionth. Okay, 1 billionth meter. Okay, because they are producing a special characters, so that they are create a one new branch of chemistry that is called as the nanochemistry. So it is nothing but it's a branch of nanoscience that deals with the chemical applications of nanomaterials in nanotechnology. Okay, so what is nanochemistry? Is a branch of nanoscience that deals with the chemical applications of nanomaterials in nanotechnology. Okay, and also it involves in the synthesis and manipulations of materials at atomic and molecular level and the study of their physical and chemical properties. Okay, so they are producing a materials between the atomic and molecular level. Okay, so and also they study the physical and chemical properties of the materials. Okay, so these are the important 2 marks. So again I repeat, what is nanochemistry? It is a branch of nanoscience and it deals with the chemical applications of nanomaterials in nanotechnology. So next we are going to discuss about the size of nanoparticles. The size of nanoparticles. What is meant by nano? Okay, so the word nano has been derived from Greek word nanos. Okay, so what it is? Nanos. Okay, it is a Greek word which is designated to represent billionth fraction of a unit. Okay, so nano has been derived from the Greek word nanos and it is used to designate the represent the billionth fraction of a unit. For instance, 1 nanometer equal to 1 by billionth meter. 1 by billionth meter. Okay, so some of the examples I will explain. So 1 nanometer is nothing but 10 power minus 9. Okay, what it is? 1 nanometer is nothing but 10 power minus 9. Okay, so for example, an atom is the nanometer is 0.1 nanometer. Carbon 60, last lesson itself you have studied. Okay, so carbon, allotrophy of carbon, it's the nanometer is 1 nanometer. Okay, DNA, our cells have a DNA, it is a 2 nanometer. Protein 10 nanometer. Virus, whatever the infection we getting from virus, okay, most usually responsible for the common cold as a nanometer of 30 nanometer. Here this virus has a 100 nanometer. Our cell membrane is around 9 nanometer across. Okay, and the diameter of one hydrogen atom is around 0.2 nanometer. Okay, so these are the some examples of the size of the nanomatters. Okay. So the next thing is properties of nanomaterials. So nanomaterials have a structural features between the atoms and the bulk materials. Okay, so they have the structural features between the atoms and bulk materials, intermediate features. Okay, they do not possess the atom behaviors and also the bulk materials. In the same way, the properties of these materials are also entirely different from atoms and bulk materials. Okay, so both are entirely changed. So this is mainly because of the size. Why they are differ from the atom and the bulk material means this is mainly because of the nanometer size of the materials. So they are from large surface area, high surface area, spatial confinement and reduced imperfection. So which do not these properties cannot exist in the bulk materials. Okay, and it is also used in a scanning electron microscope SEM, tunneling electron microscope TEM and atomic force microscope AFM. Okay, to analyze the surface properties of the nanoparticle with a high resolution. So keep in your mind, these properties of nanomaterials are entirely different from atom and the bulk materials. Okay, the next thing we are going to discuss about applications of nanochemistry. So the range of application commercial products available today is very large. Okay, so including wrinkle-free textile, cosmetics, sunscreen lotion, electronic items, paint, varnish, all those things. So many variety of items are used. So nanochemistry is applied in all these substances. So some of them are the metallic nanoparticles can be used as an active catalyst. You know, catalyst, it is used to induce the rate of the reaction. Okay, so the metallic nanoparticles can be used as a very active catalyst. Okay, the second thing, nano coatings and nano composites are found usually making in variety of products, which is sports equipment, bicycle, automobiles and everywhere. Okay, the first one is metallic nanoparticles can be used as an active catalyst. The second thing, nano coatings and nano composites are useful in making the products such as sports equipment, bicycles and automobiles. Okay, the next one is it is applied in the production of synthetic skin and implant surgery. Okay, it is applied in the production of synthetic skin and implant surgery. And the next thing, it conducts electricity used in electronics as a minute conductors. So nowadays we have a very minute conductors in our electronic devices made up of a nanomaterials to produce a circuit for microchips. Okay. So the uses are very important applications we want to know. The next thing, they have a extensive application in the preparation of cosmetic, deodorant and sunscreen lotion. Cosmetic, deodorant and sunscreen lotion. Okay, so it is they are incorporated in fabrics to prevent the growth of bacteria. Okay, sometimes if our cloths are drying in the outsides, we found out a bacteria form in that cloth. So if the cloths are used by nanoparticles, means they are avoid the formation of the growth of bacteria. Okay, so the nanoparticle substances are incorporated in fabrics to prevent the growth of bacteria. Okay, nanochemistry is used in making space and defense and aeronautical devices. Okay, so already we discussed about the STEM, TEM and AFM. Okay, so nanochemistry is used in making space, defense and aeronautical devices. Okay, so next we are going to discuss about the drawbacks of nano materials in chemistry. Okay, so what are the drawbacks? Each and everything have a positive and a negative. So similarly, nanomaterials also have some limitations. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is they are unstable when react with oxygen. Okay, so if they are undergo react with oxygen, they are unstable. So the characters also change. The second thing, in exothermic combustion with oxygen can easily cause explosion. Okay, so while react with oxygen, it undergoes combustion reaction and easily cause explosion. So we want to very careful to handle this one. The third thing, because nanoparticles are highly reactive, they inherently interact with impurities as well. Okay, so because they are highly reactive in nature, nanoparticles are highly reactive in nature, so easily undergo reaction with impurities also. Okay. And the next thing is they are biologically harmful and toxic. Biologically harmful and toxic. And the next thing, it is difficult to synthesize, isolate and apply them. Difficult to synthesize, isolate and apply them. The last one is there are no hard and fast safe disposal policies for nanomaterials. So far there are no more methodology to for the safe disposal policies for nanomaterials. So these are the drawbacks of the nanomaterials. Okay, so today what we are studying, a new lesson. What is the lesson? Unit 16. Lesson topic, applied chemistry. So in that we know about the nanotechnology of nanochemistry. Okay, nanotechnology of nanochemistry. Hope you all are understand. Meet you in the next session. Thank you students. Go through your study material.